Ain't that the worst thing about military leadership? The one guy willing to step forward and say the thing that everybody else is thinking is the one that gets punished. Zettour steps forward and says, hey guys, we can't keep doing this. We're gonna lose. Oh yeah, the only reason that we would keep doing this is because, yeah, the leadership's gonna be in trouble. That one guy that is willing to say everything, sent to the front lines. Poor Zettour gets sent to the front lines. The only person that doesn't want to keep this fight going is sent to the front lines to keep the fight going. It sucks. And again, it's totally typical for this kind of stuff. Just, send him out there to die, basically. But at least it seems like Zettour, in the end, is getting the last laugh. Like, yes, he's technically in the hot zone. He's totally dying. They flag the hell out of him this episode. He's totally dying. Though he's sitting out there to die. But at least he kind of looks back and goes, yeah, Rudistorf's not having fun. He knows full well, looking at the reports, he ain't having a good time. And sure enough, we see Rudistorf, and he's just like yelling like crazy. He's getting pissed off. Where's this communication happening? Wait, Zettour's not available anymore? Oh yeah, he was doing some unofficial duties to kind of keep the communications going. Like, this thing's falling apart, this thing's falling apart. And on the top of it all, as he's stressing out there, his new guy coming in there can't even crack a joke. He's like expecting everybody else to be like Zettour. He misses his friend. He misses Zettour. I mean, the whole opening segment of this episode is really telling, right? Like, in the end, Zettour gets sent off. Again, they technically both said the same thing in some way. They both said they can't keep going. It's just that in the end, Rudistorf said, I will keep fighting for you. I will stay in line, basically. Rudistorf told those individuals, I will stay in line. They both said, we don't like to be in line. Rudistorf said, I'll keep fighting. And thus, he keeps going, and Zettour gets sent off. But anyways, in the end, when he's being sent off, Rudistorf is there to see him off. He comes all the way there to send the guy off, and the statements that he makes are kind of telling. We can't do this without him. We can't do this without Zettour. We need his political pulls and his understanding of the actual operation itself. He knows Zettour is literally his best man for everything he's doing, and a lot of what he's pulling off is because Zettour's there. And without him, he's kind of screwed. And we said it later on. Again, he has all these things that Zettour was handling that he no longer has at his disposal. It's one of those moments where you kind of wish that, Rudistorf has said, oh, but I need him. Like, he should have said, but I need him at my side. If I don't have Zettour at my side, we're screwed. But again, he's fallen in line. He's fallen in line. He doesn't want to step out of line. Keep in line. It's interesting. At the end, it kind of makes me kind of wonder who might end up being this informant they're talking about, this Ultra. I'm not sure if they've actually implied who this might be. If it's going to be like somebody that we already know, like, Lurgan, or if it's going to be potentially Rudistorf. I don't think it'll be Zettour. Zettour seems like he's too straight. And again, they literally say, Ultra says that Zettour is going to the front line. If you see him, kill him. Like, they're talking about the informant and they're talking about Zettour at the same time. Zettour is somebody they don't like, so it can't be Zettour. But I'd be curious. It would be really weird if it ends up being like Rudistorf. Like, he literally ends up being the person because he's being stupid, right? He's pushing and it seems like it's kind of suicidal for the entire empire. I wouldn't doubt that it might be a Rudistorf in the end. I don't know, but anyways, yeah, seeing Rudistorf kind of falling apart is interesting. Again, he wants a companion to crack jokes, and it's like, this poor guy, what was it, Ubel, or whatever his name is, Uber? Yeah, is Uger. Uger's like, what? I'm sorry, I can't crack jokes. Goes outside and cracks a joke to Lurgan, and Lurgan's like, what the hell are you talking about? Why would you say something? I'm assuming he's talking about a joke about, like, going to a burlesque house or something like that. And then Lurgan's like, how could you say that when you have a wife and children and we don't know who's hearing us? Poor guy is like, I tried. Anyways, yeah, the episode was a pretty solid episode overall. Really, a lot of Tanya faces this episode. A lot of Tanya faces this episode, as we, of course, have Zettour go out to the front line and is now commanding Tanya locally. And Tanya just flipping out about the fact that my faction that I was a part of, that, Zettour is a part of, has angered the leadership. And then on top of that, the fact that the entire peace talks has fallen apart. Tanya's like, there's no way they wouldn't take the peace deal because we're screwed. They would have to be stupid not to take the peace deal. They'd be totally stupid, yet here we are. We're totally stupid. Totally not taking the peace deal. Him just being completely thrown off by the fact that Zettour is there and panicking. And in the end, Zettour bringing the new plan they have, which is honestly doesn't sound like a very foolproof plan. Like, of all the plans that they've had this entire series, is like, hold the line and attack. That's your plan? Your plan is to hold the line and then having another group attack? That sounds genius. But yeah, Tanya's obviously going to be very quickly to point out all the flaws in it that were so stretched so thin, you can literally just poke it with a needle and that rubber band's going to pop. It's going to completely break. You don't even have to cut it with scissors. Just poke it and it's going to break. Pointing out pretty much what we're all thinking, that they have so much that they're trying to cover, so much land. Even if they get more land, this is the important thing, even if they get more land, they can't defend that. They can barely defend what they currently have. Again, this is all coming down to the aspect that it feels like somebody is purposely trying to stretch them way too thin, which could go, of course, to the idea of X being involved here. Again, my theory of it, him potentially manipulating Rudersdorf and causing Rudersdorf to keep pushing this forward. Somebody else has got to be pushing this because it does seem like militarily doesn't make any sense. But yeah, with this in mind, Zettour asked Tanya for their opinion on what to do, and their idea is to bait a bunch with their defensive line and then attack them. And of course, because you suggested it, you're the one that's going to have to do it. We all know this, right? The woman's like, oh yeah, I have the perfect person to do that. And Tanya's like, oh man, I feel bad for whoever's that. I'm like, oh my God, come on, Tanya, you've been here long enough. You know what they're going to say. They're going to say you... Again, just goofy little moments right here with their characters. I did like how Tanya was pointing out the flaws in the whole plan that's like stretching it thin, but also points at the fact that it doesn't like the name. It's all about this like further off location, like gives a feeling of like something that there's like out there to reach that we can't reach or something like that. Yeah, talking about it's like it sounds romantic and everything, but it doesn't work. I don't like it. And Zettour, I'm assuming Zettour made the name. It could be Rudersdorf. He was just kind of trying to cover for him. I did like this whole bit though, because like the entire time Zettour is just ruthless. And I mean, it goes to what they were talking about later on with all the leaked information from this Ultra, and then talk about the fact that this Zettour is dangerous. They are incredibly ruthless. You should fear them. If you see them on the battle lines, kill them ASAP. But yeah, like that's the whole scene right here. Just Zettour just manipulating Tanya, just absolutely being devious about every decision they make. It's super bad. Tanya's like, oh goddamn, those guys here, I'm so screwed. But no, it's cool because when we do finally have the Federation come to attack, I love the kind of signs that everything within Tanya's company is starting to get better. Like you have the artillery guys are kind of reporting in saying, yeah, we're holding the line, we're not firing. Tanya's like, whoa, you're not wasting your ammunition. That's crazy. Good job. Mass improvement. And then having the other guy who makes all these dumb calls, contacting Tanya just to request that they stay. That was a little bit cheesy, but still, it does go to the point there that, yes, they do technically what they kind of had happen before. He made a judgment to send somebody out to scout, and here he's making a call once again, but it's not to retreat. It's to call to ask to see if I can stay. Give me the order to stay here. Normally we're supposed to retreat because we're kind of screwed. It was a good little moment there, showing how everybody's kind of growing and everything like that. It was great. But yeah, that all leads to Weiss going out there, attacking the artillery, and eventually getting attacked by a group of mages and gets cut right in the throat. I mean, it could be like more down here towards the collar line. I mean, he's got a big, thick neck. He's got a pretty thick neck. Could be down here at the collar line, but it was like... That looked like a throat cut. Almost, but hopefully Weiss is okay. I like Weiss. He's probably going to be okay. But yeah, that's pretty much the episode. We did have a little brief scene with Loria, of course, usual, doing his slurping of his lips over and over again. Okay. I mean, it was interesting to have him sort of acting like they don't want Tanya dead because they could become a martyr. Not necessarily that, I want them not dead because I want them. Just trying to get some excuse for them not to kill Tanya and to bring them in to have a trial. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, until next time, y'all take care.